Did you know that most new parents get over 30 items for their newborns, but in reality, they only use about 10 of them? Today, I'm gonna help you save a ton of money and show you the top 10 things that you actually need along with some bonus items. So let's get into it. First up, the car seat. So this isn't just an essential thing, it's actually kind of mandatory if you're gonna be using a car to transport your little one. Hospital staff will actually check to see that your car seat is in compliance and also that you've strapped in the baby correctly and all these different things to make sure that the baby's gonna be coming home safely once you leave the hospital. It's gonna be your baby's first ride, so why not make it a safe one? The one that we have is the Nuna Pippa Lite. I don't think they make the light version anymore. I think that it's now upgraded to the Air version, but we really like this one because it's like 5 pounds, whereas some other ones are 8 to 9 pounds without the baby. And we chose this one specifically because it has a base that you can put into either car. It's super lightweight, and we just, our baby loves it. So that's the car seat here. When you put your baby into the car seat, the strap should look like this, coming out the front and also in the back. The car seat base should also be at the first setting for a newborn baby. And as always, double check the manual to make sure that it's installed correctly. Make sure to also check the expiration date, which is located on the car seat. So once the baby's out in the world, the baby's gotta eat, right? The thing that most new parents don't realize is that the baby will lose a percentage of their birth weight right at the beginning over the first couple of days while the mother's milk is coming in. Doctors highly recommend that new mothers breastfeed or nurse if possible. So the baby isn't usually eating as much as they should and they will lose some weight. So it's really important to start to bring them back up to their birth weight as soon as possible, usually within the first couple of weeks. So how do you do this? Bottle feeding is usually the recommended option, using some sort of formula to supplement any milk that is or colostrum that is coming through from the mother. This leads to number 2, formula. I know it might be a little bit controversial, but even if you choose to breastfeed, just for the first couple of days, having some formula as a backup plan will be helpful to make sure that your baby starts to gain back weight right at the beginning. So the one that we have here that we got is an Enfamil, but you can also get Similac and there's other brands out there, but we just wanna make sure that you use the ready-to-use versions, which is the liquid version that is already pre-mixed, and not use the powdered version, at least for the first 6 months. A secret tip is that hospitals always have a stash of formula on hand for new babies. So all you have to do is ask the hospital to give you a stash that you can take home from the hospital. So how do you get the formula into the baby? So this brings us to number 3, bottles. This is how you're gonna deliver the formula to the baby, or even the breast milk if that's how you choose to do it. One secret tip is that if you sign up for any kind of welcome box from, let's say, a baby registry that you have, we went with Amazon's gift registry, and after you fulfill a couple of different criteria, you will get a free box of goodies. And inside of that, usually there are about 2 to 3 different types of bottles that you can choose from. So a secret tip is that you don't actually have to buy any bottles before the baby comes. And the benefit to having these sample packs is that you can test them out, you can see which nipples the baby prefers and all those different kinds of things. What I'm gonna show you is the one that we ended up going with, which is the Kind system, K-I-N-D-E. I'm gonna link that over below. And basically, we like this because it really saves on the amount of washing that you have to do. Now, if you're opposed to a lot of waste, then this may not be for you, but we really thought that this was a really good system. So all you gotta do is, it comes with these little packs here that you can fill up the formula with. It also has numbers for milliliters and ounces on the sides so you can see how much you're filling up. But really, it's super easy because all you gotta do is stick this bag into the cartridge or the holder, and it snaps in like that. Each bag is sealed first. Then you take off the cap, you put on the nipple, which comes in this really cool carrying case. You take this, you just snap it on, and then after that you take off the top and you can give it to the baby. And if the baby doesn't finish their feeding in one go, then you can put the cap back on and then you can store this back in the refrigerator. So as you're feeding the baby, inevitably they're gonna burp, they may spit up, and having some burp cloths on hand are really gonna be helpful. And I will put these in the links below, but these are super helpful. They're really absorbent and they're easy to clean, easy to wash. Just put them over your shoulder, lay the baby here, and you're good to go. I do have a video about how to burp your baby over here, so check that out if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, and now number 5, what goes in must come out. So number 5 are diapers. Diapers are a must-have and you're gonna need plenty of them. You don't really know what size your baby is going to be when it comes out, so I wouldn't recommend buying diapers beforehand, but when you're at the hospital will also have stashes of diapers on hand in stock. All you have to do before you leave the hospital is to ask them for extra diapers and they'll give you many diapers to take home with you. And then you can go and easily order them on Amazon or anywhere else you want to. We ended up testing a lot of different types of diapers and I'll probably create a different video for that. But the one that we ended up going with for this one is the Mama Bear brand, and basically you just sign up for a subscription or online and they'll get sent straight to your door. Along with those diapers, you're gonna need wipes. That brings us to number 6. So these wipes are really, really helpful. This is probably the one thing that I wish we had gotten even before we had kids. Baby wipes are just so versatile and can be used for almost anything. And the brand that we really like, that really has a good balance of water and no scents and those kinds of things, are the Rico brand. We get these from our local Costco, and they're really, really good. And again, as I've mentioned before, you can also get wipes from the hospital for free. So you don't even have to get these beforehand if you don't want to. And after babies eat, they usually sleep. So number 7 on the list is having a safe place for the baby to sleep. This can usually be in the form of a bassinet, or it could be a crib if you want to, but even a crib isn't really necessary until maybe 6 months down the road. So what you'll want to do is keep a bassinet close by to where you're sleeping. They do have bassinets that come up to the side of your bed so that you can easily reach over in the middle of the night to calm your baby, to soothe them, and to also get easy access to them if you want to grab them and nurse them. You just want to make sure that there's nothing in the bassinet that might cause suffocation or anything like that. So you want to keep the bassinet free and clear, just having the swaddle on them, which brings us to our next essential item. To help babies sleep peacefully, we get to number 8, which is a swaddle or a blanket, something that you can use to keep your baby warm and also keep them comfortable at night. And if you haven't yet, check out the video over here to learn how to swaddle your baby. A pro tip is to have at least 2 blankets or swaddles, because one of them will get dirty and you're gonna throw that in the laundry and you wanna have a backup just in case. Now the blankets that we recently have found that we really love are the, Viverano brand. And these are just super stretchy, they're lightweight, they're awesome, and our child just loves them. So I'll link these below as well, and these are really great swaddles. Throughout the day, you're gonna have to change the baby's diapers. And especially in the middle of the night, you're not gonna wanna have to deal with complicated buttons and clothing while you're changing them. So it's gonna be really important for you to have really, really easy to access sleepers. So the sleepers that we always get are the ones that have a zipper that goes from their feet up to their neck. And it's really helpful because all you gotta do is, let's try to do this upside down, but if they are tied in like this, all you gotta do is from the bottom, unzip it up, and then you can access the diaper. And it's really helpful to have this on hand versus having buttons and trying to snap buttons in the middle of the night, which is incredibly difficult. It just takes longer and it's just more stressful when you're trying to change the diaper quickly and they're crying and everyone is just sleep deprived. So again, try to get the ones with zippers and it'll just make your life a whole lot easier. And finally, after you're starting to feel pretty good, you're gonna wanna get up and walk around. And it's really good for you and the baby to get outside, to experience the fresh air. You're gonna be cooped up inside for quite a while. And in that case, you're gonna want to get a stroller. And so a stroller is gonna be number 10 on our list of the essential things that you're gonna need to get. I would choose one with a car seat or bassinet attachment, so it just makes it easier for you to get out with your newborn without disrupting their nap time. So we've gone through the top 10 items so far, and before we get into the bonus items, if you found any of this helpful and you want more of this type of content in the future, go ahead and like and subscribe below, and then you'll get notifications when those things come out. So here are some bonus items that are also really helpful. They're not necessarily required, but we found them to be extremely helpful, especially around saving money and all these different types of things, especially with the newborn. So the first is coupons for formula. Now, with Enfamil and Similac, which are the 2 big brands, what you can do is go to their websites and sign up for their communities, and they will send you these little checkbooks of rebate checks. And what you can do is get up to $70 off for formula per rebate book that you get in the mail. And all you got to do is take these to your local grocery store or a place where you can get formula, and you go to the checkout line and they will apply that rebate check for you. And it's a really great way to save some money, especially when you're getting formula. The next bonus item is a Binky. I know this is also kind of controversial, but if you choose to, it can be helpful. It can also help them soothe themselves when they're trying to sleep. The ones we have here, Nano BB and Avent, the Philips brand. So these two we found work pretty well. They have different nipple sizes as well for them to suck on. But again, if you choose not to, no big deal. But if you do, these are two good options. So the next item are waterproof changing pad protectors. And basically think them as mattress protectors for your baby or for the changing pad. Accidents will happen as you're changing them. And what I have here, you can see, it basically just lays on top of your changing pad, and it's easily washable. You can throw it in the laundry, and it'll help keep at least the changing pad area relatively clean so that you don't have to keep changing the sheets of the changing pad. And if you're breastfeeding, a breast pump can also be really helpful. You can usually get this from the hospital. Insurance will likely cover this, and so it will be free to you, and so why not get one? This will help stimulate milk production. It may also come in handy in the future when your milk production exceeds that of which your baby actually needs at that time. The fifth bonus item that I want to talk about is butt paste. So this is basically diaper rash ointment, and the one that we have here is the Burt's Bees baby brand. We found that this is the best mix or balance of scent, but also effectiveness, and also having the ingredient that it needs to have. So the key ingredient to look for is zinc oxide, and it's actually ironically the same ingredient that's used for sunscreen. But essentially this will help protect your baby's bottom, especially if they start to develop a rash over time during diaper changes. There are a lot of different types of butt paste that you can use. You can also use the A&D brand, which we have here. It's a little bit yellow in terms of color, and it also smells a little bit sour, but it is effective. So keep that in mind. And now for our final bonus item. When babies first come out, their fingernails might get really, really long and really, really sharp. And so in order to protect the baby and you from getting scratched, these little baby mittens are really, really nice. Some baby clothing does come with these cuffs that you can kind of turn over on their hand to protect them, and that's also really helpful. But if you have clothing that doesn't have those features, then these mittens can really come in handy. And there you have it. These are the 10 essential things and also a couple of bonus items that you actually need when you have a newborn. Remember, you also don't need to buy everything at once and have it all ready to go on day one. You're gonna have a lot of the things that you need from the hospital when you first leave, and after that, you can go and get things as needed or just order it online. Start with these things and then build from there, and you'll be good to go. The next thing you're gonna wanna do on day 2 and day 3 is to start giving your baby baths. And so check out this video to start learning how to do that and be on your way. So if any of this was helpful and you want more parenting tips and hacks, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe below. We'll see you in the next one.